What's up, guys? I'm Isaac here at Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I've got your new bike of the week, the 2024 Harley-Davidson Nightster 975 Special. So let's jump in at what are we looking at? We're looking at probably one of my favorite editions of the iconic Sportster. So as many folks know, the Sportster has been re-updated, and so gone is the 1200 883 cc Evo or Evolution motors. Now we're looking at the 1250 and the 975 versions of the RevMax motor. Now, if you haven't ridden this powerhouse, I highly encourage you to come out here and give one a test ride. These things are awesome. There's really no other way to say it. They really perform really great. I mean, you can just run them. They're a red line at about 9,000 RPMs, where if you're running 9,000 RPMs on your 1200cc Sportster, that thing's ready to go to the moon. But this one here, this one can handle, this one's ready to rock and roll. The numbers on this one compared to a lot of the other motorcycles in Harley-Davidson's lineup, this one performs very, very well. While at the same time, it's probably one of the best motorcycles that would be offered for a beginner. Now, when I say a motorcycle is a great bike for a beginner, that just really means it's got a lot of features on it that make it a lot easier to ride. So one of the biggest things about this motorcycle is that it's got a running weight of about 483 pounds, but the real kicker is that most of that weight you really don't even feel, especially because this gas tank actually isn't a gas tank. As you probably already know, the fuel tank was actually moved underneath the seat. So when you go to fuel up, you'd put a key in the side, turn it, and then just the seat hinges open. Then you've got your fuel tank right down there. So you've got a 3.1 gallon tank, and with it being that low on the bike, you've got a really great center of gravity on this motorcycle, and that just makes it a whole lot easier to ride, a whole lot easier to stand up, and just makes it feel a whole lot lighter. Another really great feature is that it is rocking a pretty good amount of power out of that 975 and through that powertrain. But the Nightster Special actually has the option between different ride modes. So on this one, you actually have rain, road, sport, and then you have customizable ride modes. So you can really fine tune how that motor is going to be responding underneath you between your throttle sensitivity, your engine braking, and those sort of features. Now, on the Pan America, you have an additional feature in there because that motorcycle has the electronic suspension, so you can really fine tune that in there. But this one's going to offer most of that except the electronic suspension. Which brings us to the screen and really kind of the really one of the focal points of this motorcycle. So when you're rocking just the base Nightster that's offered, you've got a lot of your same basic rider safety features, ABS and traction control included, but it's pretty stripped down. You lose a lot of these control options. Your only option is the new base color billiard gray or vivid black. But other than that, it's stripped down, it's Nightster, it's all you need to get running. The Nightster Special is where things get a little bit fancier, a little bit nicer, and a little more fun, if you will. So you've got all those safety features I mentioned before. You also gain tire pressure monitoring through this screen setup. So like I was saying, it's very similar setup to the Pan America, very similar, it's pretty much the same control layout. With this screen, you're able to run your own diagnostics, see your tire pressure, your volts, your engine RPMs, your speed, and then you've also got the options for infotainment. So if you download the Harley-Davidson app on your phone, set your maps and everything through that, pair that phone to the motorcycle, and then pair this motorcycle to a headset in your helmet, then what you're able to do is you're able to display your maps and have your navigation up here without taping your notes or writing on the tank or even mounting your phone up on the bars. You're able to see all your maps right here through the little screen, and you're also able to control your music through that. So pretty much without your hands ever having to leave the bars. Now, if you still choose to connect your phone up here to the handlebars, maybe you like your maps a little bit better or something, you can still mount it up there, and you actually have a USB-C port here on the side that you can plug up into if you want to be able to charge your bike, or if you want to be able to charge your phone while you're on the go. But overall, this is just an incredible motorcycle. Really great for beginners, but really experienced riders alike too. I mean, they're really going to have a lot of fun with this motorcycle. Got just a ton you can do with it. Great power, fun, easy to ride. Really great braking. We're seeing on these new RevMax bikes, most of the bikes that are rocking the RevMax powertrain, we're seeing the Brimbos on the front and the rear on those as well. So that's really cool to see. Better power and better braking. You've got bright LEDs all the way around on this thing. You've got exposed rear shocks. Now these bikes also come stock with mid controls, which I'll show you right here. Getting on this bike, throwing a leg on over, you'll see it's a very good riding position. And I mean, you really don't feel any of this weight underneath you at all. I mean, this bike just really feels like you can go throw it around. You've got a lot of controls going on up here, so highly recommend reading that owner's manual to really get fine-tuned and really see everything this bike can do and offer you. But it's a really good riding position. It's about a 27.1 inch seat height, so that makes it, super easy for a lot of riders. It's not always at that low seat height, but it's also a very slender profile. So, especially if you do have short legs, you don't have to you're not as bow-legged as bad either. So a very easy bike to ride, definitely gonna be very fun to go rip around. And like I said, it's you've got the ride mode, so it's a bike you can really grow with. For our parts department, I mean, there's a lot of really good options where you can really fine-tune this bike to your style of riding. And you'll see it also comes with passenger pegs and a little passenger pillion too. You've also got cruise control, which is a really great thing, which if you've had a Sportster, you know how great it is to be able to have an actual cruise control instead of a little set screw over here for the throttle. Another two features that make the RevMax powertrain so great is that it's called dual-purpose powertrain. So what it actually is a structural component of the frame of this motorcycle. Whereas a traditional frame on the old Sportsters, was a big frame with the motor dropped in. This one actually has the front part of the frame mounted to the motor, and then the rear section of the frame mounted to the motor. So that way you're able to reduce a little bit of weight, and it just makes for overall stiffer, more responsive feel of the motorcycle. Another really cool feature about it is that it's liquid cooled. So if you're getting a motorcycle for rip around, a campus or the city, or just to go around town when you're not able to go rip in the mountains every weekend, then this one's just going to be able to handle those summer temperatures and sitting still in traffic a little bit better than your air-cooled Sportster. But overall, this one in particular here, it's rocking the Baja orange color. There's a couple other colors offered for the Nightster Special. So if you're ready to see the next generation of the Harley-Davidson Sportster line and really want to come throw a leg over a Nightster and see just how great it is, be sure to get in touch with us here at Back Road Harley-Davidson. Reach out if you have any questions, and come see the Nightster in person. In the meantime, ride safe. We hope to see you soon.